Welcome back, everyone, to part 6 of our search for the perfect retirement home. Our adventure picks up in a little town called Popoli, where we went to check out a house we originally found online. It was actually featured on A Home in Italy and is listed at 79,900 euros, fees included. Yep, that's the final price out the door. If you're curious about what the interior looks like, check out the link in the description. But before we get serious about buying, we wanted to explore Popoli itself. Get a feel for the neighborhood, the vibe, and the train connection, and just see if this smaller town, which is even smaller than Sulmona, might work for us. Spoiler alert. Although Popoli made our list, it wasn't at the very top. Since we were already there, we decided to do some sightseeing. We stumbled upon a hiking trail that leads up into the hills toward old castle ruins. The hike itself isn't too tough. Some parts get a little steep, but if you're relatively active, you should be good. Once you reach the top, the views are spectacular and absolutely worth the climb. After our mini hike and castle exploration, we hit the road again, checking out towns not necessarily on our must-buy list, but just to see how different places compare in size and atmosphere. That brought us to Palombaro, a smaller town where we immediately noticed that YouTube videos often only show the historic center or main square, which can make a place look either larger or smaller than it really is. Driving into Palombaro, we saw plenty of houses on both sides of the road, but once you reach the center area, the part that's walkable and has a main square, you realize it's actually quite small and peaceful.
I'll park right here.
Palombaro does have a few shops, bars, and essentials, but for a bigger grocery store or more action, you'll need to venture into larger towns. As you can see from some of our shots, the bulk of Palombaro is basically right there around the main square. It's very quiet, very beautiful, with lots of stunning views. But if you want a livelier setting or more services, you'd likely want to be closer to a bigger city. Speaking of bigger cities, our next stop was Lanciano. This place quickly became one of our favorite finds. It's larger than Sulmona, has a beautiful historic center and plenty of amenities, restaurants, shops, all the convenience you might want. The main drawback for us was the train connection. To reach Lanciano from Rome, for example, you often had to go all the way over to Pescara and then double back, so it's definitely not as straightforward as taking a direct train to, say, Sulmona or Popoli. If you don't plan on having a car right away, that can get frustrating. Still, Lanciano is fantastic, big, fun, and full of Italian charm. We also took some time to visit one of our favorite types of events, a flea market, or in this case, a big antique market in Ascoli, Piceno. How much is it per hour?
Right? And then after 3, then you pay again.
First, we had a hilarious run-in with the parking meter. Coming from Seattle, where parking is pricey, we assumed €5 would only get us a short stay. Turns out, it covered 2 or 3 days. The machine spit out a ticket that basically let us park until the 20th, and we arrived on the 17th. It was both funny and a huge relief. Ascoli Piceno itself is a gorgeous town with an awesome antique market. People come from all over to set up stalls filled with everything you could imagine. We had a great time browsing, even though we didn't buy anything. The food was amazing, the weather in February was surprisingly warm, and after sunset, street performers came out, bringing the main square to life in a whole different way. Ascoli Piceno easily earned a top spot on our places to revisit list. The following day, we decided to visit yet another town, and once again wrestled with another tricky parking meter, throwing in the max amount of coins just to be safe. This stop was Penne, a hilltop town with absolutely stunning views. It's wonderfully quiet, with lovely brick streets and an old church up top undergoing renovations. Construction and restoration seem to be happening all over this region, which is really exciting to see lots of updates and renewed energy in these historic spots. Penne is medium in size and definitely caught our interest, although the transportation links weren't quite as convenient as we'd hoped. Still, we were amazed by how peaceful it felt. Even though people clearly live there, you see names on doorbells and cars parked around, it's just this tranquil storybook setting A great place to stroll and take in the atmosphere. Our final day was spent dropping off our car in Pescara, which never disappoints us. They're currently redoing some of the pedestrian areas, adding seating and greenery, and overall investing in the city's infrastructure. With that, our whirlwind tour comes to an end. We're heading back to Seattle and shifting our focus to seriously narrowing down our house choices so we can finally find our future home. Thank you all for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop any questions in the comments below. We're more than happy to help if we can. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Ciao.